Okay. So again, we've been doing it for a long time. I started this in like 2013 with some coaching that I started to pick up in 2013 and started to learn about myself. The funny thing is it took about 5 more years before I actually took it to heart and actually really involved my life in it. And it really did change my life. So I'm going to share a little bit about me first, and then we'll just jump into it here. So let me get my little slideshow going. And then how do I share my window again? Dang it, my screen. Oh, duh. It's not. Oh, there it is. Sorry. My bad. All right. Can you guys see the screen with it says 7th Annual Vision Planning Workshop? Okay. And that's all you see, just one big flat screen with just that in there?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So this next picture is going to take you back to about 2018 when Jeff was a different person. I don't like talking about this too much because it was kind of embarrassing to look back at this guy that's no longer available, and I never want to see him again. But I was 60 pounds overweight. I was a workaholic. I tended to work late at night because there was also some alcohol around as well. So I would stay until 8 or 9 at night and maybe have drinks or whatever. And we got super unhealthy. Even got to the point where I forgot to pick up my kids from soccer one night, my youngest daughter, because I was so distracted and just lost. I mean, I was just definitely lost. I was a good loan officer, but not great. I wasn't focused in on what I was doing, and I was very reactionary, meaning that something happened, came at me, I would just overreact, get negative, get I don't know. It's just a bad place to be in that time. I had high blood pressure. I had high cholesterol. My marriage was crashing. I mean, I can't pinpoint everything of what all the negative things that were going on until I found this vision plan. I really put my head to this, and then it really kind of changed my life. And it was literally on September 18th, 2018 was the day in history that'll live in live in my life forever. And really changed my life. It literally was 90 days to go through this transition. I took 90 days out of my life. I really focused in on a lot of the stuff that we're going to go through today and implemented it into my daily life. And the transformation was incredible. I mean, I'm healthy today. I lost over 60 pounds in 90 days. Literally just focused in on it. I stopped drinking. In order to do that, I prioritize my family now. I have a much closer relationship with my daughters. Unfortunately, the bad Jeff, the marriage didn't last. So unfortunately, I didn't start my changes soon enough. So there's a negative in my life, but in reality, it's actually been a very powerful influence on moving forward and really prioritizing my family. My business has taken off, has gone through the roof, and I've got an amazing team around me. I think I'm a better leader. I'm definitely a better listener. And I have this mindset of abundance. I think a lot of us, in that negative market last couple of years, you kind of get scared. Where's the next deal going to come from? How am I going to pay my bills? And that's such a glass half empty thought process where you just really start to run yourself down and down and down, and everything becomes negative around you, and it really gets harder and harder to get out of that hole. And one thing that really saved me, and this is not about, we're not going to go through much of this in this class, but it's the miracle morning. I do the savers every morning. I get up at 5. I do silence meditation, affirmations, vision board, which we will cover today. Then I exercise, reading, and journaling as well. So if anyone's on this call and, maybe having a struggle in your life and want to get some change going, the Miracle Morning was a great book for me to really kind of jump onto a different level. And although it was hard to implement, I took those 90 days that I was telling you about, and by doing it for those 90 days, it became a habit, and I was able to continue on up to this day. I mean, I've been able to keep my weight off, even lost more weight recently, working out daily, doing the affirmations, the vision board and things like that has literally changed my life. And now that I've gotten the habit of it, I can't let it go. I can't stop it. So I'm going to keep doing it. So let's get the ball rolling on this and hopefully get you guys on the right start. Let's talk about 2023. So we like to start off this class with one word that describes 2023. So I want you guys all to look back on last year and kind of try to sum it up with one word that really kind of summarizes what that year meant to you. I just went through this with my team, so I had my word, and my word was fear. I felt like I was constantly scared all year long. I had a team I had to support. I had, family I had to support, and, the volume and business was down super low, and it really took a toll mentally on me. I really had to fight through it to stay ahead of it. Does anyone else want to share their word for last year, how they would describe last year, just to give us some ideas on what everybody's thinking?
Hi, it's Martha. It's Martha. How are you doing, sir? It's good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too, Martha. What are you up to? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year at work. That's all I do.
Yeah.
So
What's
last year
2023 to you?
hell.
Oh
It was
no,
pure hell.
that it was a bad year. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my son, he went through a lot his senior year in college, and we almost lost him.
Oh my
So it was
gosh,
pure hell. Yeah. So this year, my word is self.
I love it.
I've never done anything for myself, and I have to learn how to do something for myself. So that's my word, everybody.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That's very powerful.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else want to share?
I'll give you one. I said great. And a lot of people don't say that. I got one for you. I just say this. I'm Leon. Hi, everybody. Turn your cameras on for it's real simple. Unless you're butt naked, we don't need to see that. We with you. I said last year was great. Did something I did in a while. I took the whole summer off. And where most people would say that that'd be fear, it's like, nah, knew it was kind of coming and kind of planned for it. I always say financially, I can always make more money, but I spent the summer with my kids, which hadn't did that in over 10 years. So the family time was precious. It was good. It let my mind reload and start focusing for my 2024. And what I do every year, usually I take August off to take a vacation, and I call that my end of year roll because coming off vacation, my mind's reset and I'm pushing for what I'm going to do coming into closing out the year so that my 2024 start, or the following year starts strong. So I got off vacation the end of the summer. I started pushing stuff. I was writing deals on New Year's Eve.
Nice.
Sitting here now doing photos for this thing that was supposed to go active yesterday. So the being productivity is there. But I say it's great because sometimes you got to step back from what you're trapped in in order to look forward to see what you really need to be doing. So you're not spinning wheels and you're actually out here making deals, being productive. So my
I
word
love
was
what you
great.
Yeah, I love what you
2023.
said there, like looking back. I mean, that's what this is about. This exercise right here is looking back at 2023. And I was boxed in, like I was fearful, and that's not the right mindset to be in. So that's why you want to look back, see how the year affected you. And now looking forward into 2024, I'm calling it my powerful year. I'm going to be powerful. I'm not going to let fear get in my way. I'm getting ready to rock it out and get super positive about the year as well. So that's the next step of this, you guys out there. What's the word you want 2024 to look like?
If you're still here, honestly, Jeff, you got to pat yourself on the back. There's 70,000 real estate brokers that ain't.
I know, right?
There's a bunch of lenders that ain't. So you've already, as the dust settles from the storm, shit, put that umbrella away. It's time to get busy.
I love it. All right, so let's get on to the next part here. So where are you now? So now we're going to start working on what your situation is, where your life is right now. We're going to be looking at where your biggest struggles are, because we need to find out where your life is kind of you're fighting with things in your life. Are you burnt out? Not enough family time? Need to exercise more? Spiritually unfulfilled? Need to pay off debt? Something you want to maintain? We want to kind of start looking back, like Leon would mention before, looking back at last year, where we struggled, where our biggest issues were, so we can start working on those to make those areas of our life even better. So we want to look at your first page in the handout that we sent out via email. It's also in the notes as well in the chat box if you don't have it. Hopefully you guys have all those printed out, or you can just use a blank piece of paper and follow along with this here. We're looking at your struggles. Where are you at now? So we've got the 7 areas of your life, the work, money, love life, family, spirituality, friends, and self. What I want you guys all to do is go through each one of these struggles and write down your top 2 struggles in each area of your life. And we want to start there. So again, I went through this already, so I'll give you guys some ideas on some of mine were like on work. One of my biggest struggles last year was focus. There's so much going on, and with the business and the slowdown, I just lost focus. It was really hard for me to stay focused across the board, not only at the business level, but also in the family level, trying to maintain some semblance of the lifestyle that my family is used to was harder to maintain and became very stressful. So my focus was all over the place, and really just in the last like probably 3 or 4 weeks, I've really been working on that part of it. Relationships was another big thing at work. Just I really wanted to take my relationships with my team deeper, as well as with my realtor partners and some of the business partners that I work with. I was really felt like I was spread too thin, and I really wanted to close it down into a smaller group, but really put more time into it, and people that I really, one, enjoy being with, and then 2, people I really want to help see them grow and stuff like that. So that also falls into the focus thing as well. Money, I just put lack thereof. Family, just I've always struggled with the breakup of my marriage, just keeping the family together, like that family concept. And self, just refocusing in on my morning routine. You can get lost in that, you can change it, and I kind of got off track a little bit, and so I'm already back on track. But matter of fact, I was up this morning even earlier than before I started. I decided I was going to move my 5 o'clock wake up to 4:30 today. So, and so far I feel fired up and ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to go with that. So everyone go through that right now, fill these in as best you can. Take some time to really think about where you're at now, where your biggest struggles are in those areas. Does anyone have any questions on this form right now? And then once you start going through them and you get your top 2 struggles in each area, what I want you to do is rate each of those struggles, or each of those areas of your life, excuse me, from 1 to 10. 10 being it's amazing, like you don't need much work on it at all, or 1 meaning it's non-existent and you need a ton of work in those areas. One thing that's a rule: you cannot use 7 as a number. 7's a cop-out number. So you either got to go, oh, it's an 8, it's pretty good, better, or it's a 6 and it needs a little more work. But everyone loves a 7, I guess, supposedly. So we've moved 7 from the numbers list. My highest number was 6 on 2 areas, and everything else was lower. So it looks like I got a lot of work to do. How's everyone coming along? Still need more time?
I need help with everything.
Mark,
But I'm honest. I just need help.
Well, I think that's a great point you bring up, is just being honest with yourself. I mean, if you need work, I mean, that's the best thing. You know, the big thing that we do is we have all these troubles in our lives, or struggles, or whatever you want to call it, and then we know it's there, but writing it down and going through an exercise like this is so much more powerful. It's going to get your brain moving in the right direction. That's the one thing I was missing for the longest time, is I just never, I knew there was struggles out there, but I never wrote it down. And now that I write it down, I have you know, when I journal in the morning and stuff like that, I'm writing down where my struggles are over and over again. And once you write them down, your brain starts to focus in on those things and help you change them naturally without you even knowing. In a lot of cases, it's the reticular activator of your brain jumps out of the blue and starts helping you fix those issues when you start to see them. So by writing these down and really focusing in on them is going to be the first step in making change.
Yes, sir.
Then once you go through this form, on the bottom, it says the biggest struggle in all areas combined. So what I want you to do is read through that list and then pick the one struggle that really stands out as the one that's really having a big impact on your life. One that would be a really powerful change for you. Hey, Brandy Zackley, how you doing? Good to have you on.
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I really am. All right, next. So now we're going to take those numbers that we just did and we're going to put them on the wheel of life. You count from the inside and go out. So if you have a 4 on spirituality, you'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you put a dot right here on number 4 on spirituality. If you have an 8, you'd go way out here to 8, and so on. So go to each one and put a dot from the center out at the level of where you graded each of those areas from the first exercise. And what you want to do is you want to make a circle, connect the dots, basically. So the perfect life is a 10 all the way around, and it's a big round wheel. As you can see, my wheel, I'm not even sure what that is. It looks like I think that was the dog that walked by my front yard this morning, left that for me. Anyways, sorry, take a little visual for you there. But you can see, it kind of gives you a better understanding of where your life's at. If it's a really awkward looking wheel, you've got some work to do. And today we're going to, get that work started and get you going in the right direction. Does anyone want to share their wheel?
Well, I got a flat tire in a couple of spots according to that thing.
Penny, you got a pretty good life there. You got like a Pac-Man one, huh? Spirituality is a tough one, I grew up Catholic, but I've gone astray from that whole idea there. So I've definitely struggled in spirituality as well.
I have a flat in everything except my spirituality. Remember, I'm the daughter of a bishop, and my faith is very strong. And I
Wow.
think without my faith, I would not have made it this past year. I'm so serious right now. So my faith looks good, but the rest is a flat. It's dysfunctional. It looks a hot mess. It's not a circle, but my faith is strong, which is good
That's
to me,
great.
I feel.
Well,
I'm gonna
hopefully you
point,
can
I'm
lean
gonna
on your
point
faith
something
to
out.
help you in these other areas too.
I'm gonna point something out, Jeff.
Yeah.
This time of year, that wheel's gonna look different than 3 months from now. Because everybody comes into January with these resolutions. I don't make resolutions, I set goals, because resolutions are only made to see how much longer you can maintain them than you did last year. So, you know, that meme going around about the gym on January 2nd, and then they go 2 weeks later, it's crickets in that place with cobwebs. So this will, you know, right now, January coming out, if everybody's got resolutions or goals coming out, it's like we come out the gate running. It's just how long we maintain that pace moving forward.
You're right. I mean, and you brought up a good point. Everyone does New Year's resolutions, and really it should be do New Year's intentions. There's a big difference between those two words. Resolutions are like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, but as you go through that and you break your diet or you do something offhand, like you have some dessert or something like that, and you ruin your diet, it becomes a super negative thing, and you're really upset with yourself. And that's what crushes those resolutions that you make, and why most resolutions don't work, because they're so strongly worded. And if you break away from that, you fail. You know, where an intention is my intention this year is to eat healthier and, you know, be a healthier person. That overall mindset of just being healthier, if you do go off route and have that cupcake or that piece of chocolate or whatever, you know, you can look at your overall of what you've been doing up to that point. And if you've been eating healthy and things like that, you can stay on track a lot easier than being resolute in some kind of a diet that you get stuck in that's not going to work out. All right. So Wheel of Life next. Where will we be? So now what we want to do is we kind of know what our struggles were in 2023. Now we want to start envisioning what this year is going to look like for us. So we want to start to say, what is work going to look like? What is money going to look like? Love life. Is it going to be go on vacation with my family? I'm going to get in shape and start eating right. I'm going to be debt free. I'm going to save money, buy a new house. So write 2 things in each category. This is the next page in your booklet. Where will you be? Write 2 things in each category that envision for yourself by the end of 2024. Rate these on a scale of importance. 1 is the least, 7 is the greatest. The difference on this form, you guys, is that you can only use each number once. So there's only going to be one number 1, one number 2, and so on. So make sure you do all the goals first. And even if you only get 1 in each one, we're kind of time limited, obviously. So even if you only get 1 thing where you will be in each one, that's fine. And then you can grade them so that we can move on. And then you can always go back and add more information in there.
That does sound funny, but I would say work and money kind of are tied together, aren't they? The
Well,
money is a
work is
result
more
of
your
the other.
goals at work. Like my work goals are, I have a volume level that I want to hit, you know, to as a goal for work. And then I also have some other goals that I want to hit throughout to get to those goals. Money's more personal stuff. Like I want to save this much money. I want to pay off this much debt, that kind of thing. So work and money go hand in hand, but they are 2 different aspects of your life.
Just to build on that, usually there's like your annual income goals, right? And then there's like your longer term wealth goals. And I feel like that's how those 2 categories are meant to be broken down, which is I want to earn X number of dollars within this year, but that's because my goal is to build my wealth, which might be to acquire a duplex or to invest in something, or, you know, I think that's the differentiation there.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that too, Randy. I mean, we're going to look at a 1-year goal plan and then a 5-year goal plan as well. And that's where you start to put these goals on there that are bigger than life, basically. We want you to kind of get out of your comfort zone on goal planning and stuff like that. Again, just writing this stuff down though is so powerful, you guys. That's probably one of the most powerful things of this class is you guys are here and you're writing these things down. And that's alone is going to really change the way your brain is working and thinking. Whoops. And spirituality really for everyone else too is it's not necessarily church related. It could be you know, something that you do on the weekend where you just meditate. Like under my spirituality is I just want to continue working on the miracle morning, the savers that I do every morning. I really want to really dial that in. And that's why I ended up getting up at 4:30 this morning, is I wanted to allow more time for me to focus in on me time, to get me ready for the day so that I can get out there and crush it. So that's also spirituality. It can be a lot of different things. Could even be doing yoga or something like that, even potentially, as far as spirituality goes, because there's a lot of meditation within yoga itself. And then once you have those all dialed in, again, we want to grade them 1 to 7, 1 being the most important one. Oaks, we've got 2 conflicting there's. Shoot, I'm sorry, guys. They're conflicting. So which, we'll go with the left side of the screen then. Rate these on a scale of importance. 1 is the least and 7 is the greatest importance. So we'll go with that, I guess, at this point. I just noticed that up on the top of the form itself, it says 1 equals the most important one. So they're kind of conflicting there. I apologize for that. We'll get that updated. How's everyone doing? Is everyone getting close or still working on it? Another thing that I've done over the years is I have every single one of these for the last 8 or 9 years that I've been doing this, and then comparing them from year to year and how you grow as a person and your goals and where you want to be and what you want to do, how those shift is really interesting to take a look at as well. So if you start doing this today, you can do it every year. You know, just copy the forms and print them out every year and just do it on your own if you want, or you can join us every year to do them as well. But then to kind of see the way you're shifting as a person and growing each year is really powerful as well. Okay, you guys can keep working on those. I'm going to start talking about the next part of this. What we want to do is now we want to take those goals that we just set for ourselves, where we want to see ourselves in the future going forward, those changes that we want to make. And now we want to start convincing or changing our mindset to start working in that direction. And a super powerful way to do that is through affirmations. Not sure how many of you have heard of affirmations, but they've been around for a while. There's an amazing school in West Seattle called the Pacific Institute that's been around for years. They basically train leaders from across the world. They have 44 locations across the world. I was lucky enough to go through the class 3 times. Every time I was able to pull another nugget out of it. I've been doing affirmations for a long time. And it's a super powerful way to change the way your brain thinks and get it focused in on the things that are super important to you. Now you can see some of my affirmations on here. I love being a great dad. I'm calm, loving, understanding, a great listener. I love weighing 195 pounds. I look amazing and feel even better. Watch out, Brad Pitt. Working out every morning jumpstarts my system and I look fantastic without my shirt on. No more man boobs. But see, that's powerful stuff. So here's the thing. Affirmations are going to train your reticular activator. Is everyone familiar with reticular activator and how that works?
Yes.
I need your self-esteem.
What's that?
I need your self-esteem. Jesus.
I mean, just for those that don't know what the reticular activator is, it's a part of your brain. It's in the back of your brain that basically it's about things that are really important to you, and excitement and things like that. The best example of how the reticular activator works is when you buy a brand new car, you drive it off the lot, you start driving down the road, and all you see is your brand new car everywhere. Like you never saw that car before, but now all of a sudden it's popping up. That's your reticular activator bringing those exciting, important things that are of interest to you to the forefront of your brain, and you start to really energize off that information that your brain's providing. And that's where the power of affirmations come from. You're basically making a statement that's in present tense, like you've already accomplished it, and you're reading this to yourself to convince your reticular activator that you're already there. And it's such a powerful tool that over time, if you do it consistently, you will literally retrain your brain to become the person you want to be. I didn't lose 60 pounds in 90 days because I had a coach. Honestly, I lost 60 pounds in 90 days because every morning I got up, I read that I love weighing 195. I look amazing and feeling better. Watch out, Brad Pitt. I closed my eyes and I had a visual picture in my head of me looking like Brad Pitt. My head was on his shoulders, looking like a badass dude in the movie Thelma and Louise. It's got a little, the one where he's holding he's got his shirt off and he's holding a hairdryer in Thelma Louise, and he's got this just badass body. That got me there, man. I mean, every morning I would get up, and if I thought I can't work out this morning, it's not going to be for me, Brad Pitt would jump in front of me and say, dude, you need to get in the gym, man. Let's go. I'm telling you, it's super powerful. So what I want to do is write affirmation around each of the areas you rated most important. So the 1, 2, and 3 areas. So on the last form that we just looked at and worked on, find out which one you ranked 1, 2, and 3. Pick one of the 2 items in each one of those areas. And then we're going to write an affirmation around those areas of life. So first put the area of life in here in the first box. Here and here and here. And then now we're going to write an affirmation. And basically, affirmations, write it in a way that you've already accomplished it. You want to solicit as much emotion as possible. And then if you can, and this is probably, in my opinion, the most important part of an affirmation, is you need to attach an image to it in your mind that you can visualize when you say the affirmation. And I know you think it's funny that I had Brad Pitt in my mind, but that Brad Pitt was really powerful. And when I closed my mind, I wanted to look like Brad Pitt. Like that was my thing. I know it may seem weird or whatever, but it was such a powerful thing that I feel like I've really made a lot of headway to get to that point. And the only reason that I really was pushing myself, I mean, I wanted it, but I also had that visualization of what I wanted to look like, what I wanted that to look like. And I think that's the part of it. Another big struggle in my life that I've had affirmations around forever is with my oldest daughter, Elsie, who she's got high anxiety. I didn't even know it at the time. And she was very, very difficult to be around at any given time. Like she just stressed me out just being in the same room with her. And I literally started doing a affirmation around a better relationship with her. And, I would visualize her and I hugging and, hanging out and having normal conversations. Literally, I would just close my eyes and start to visualize what I wanted that relationship with Elsie to look like. And it literally changed our lives. I know my team that's on here, they know that, my relationship with her has been up and down. And in the last probably 2-3 years, literally, it's been a complete 360-degree turnaround, or 180, whatever you want to call it, of building that relationship. And I think a big part of that is me doing these affirmations every morning and every night, trying to work on that area of my life and visualizing myself being calm around her when she's having high anxiety and freaking me out, which she does very, very well, and things like that. So you want to try to elicit emotion. You saw some of my affirmations here, like Elsie is an amazing young woman. I love her sense of humor. I understand her needs and always respond positively when she needs my help. I'm quick to thought and slow to react. I'm so proud to be a great leader. I help my family, team, and others grow in their personal, financial, and professional lives. Seeing their success is so satisfying. But I can close my eyes and I have visualizations around those. And I actually try to get a picture in my mind. And then to carry it on and it's coming up is I put the same pictures in my mind on my vision board. So yes, my vision board had Brad Pitt on it as well. The actual picture with the hairdryer scene from Thelma and Louise. And it really has stuck with me forever. I don't use it anymore. I have other things that I'm using right now, but I've still been able to keep everything motivated because I've basically trained my brain that working out in the morning is not optional. Like you have to work out in the morning, period, and eat healthier and things like that as well.
I think you and I have talked about the Miracle Morning, Jeff, and the power of it in the past, like over lunch or whatever. And what I understood to be true about the reticular activator and what I personally experienced, because I also embraced the Miracle Morning routine, I think it was like 2016 or 2017, is when you start your day with that affirmation, you've already proven to yourself that you're going to show up for yourself. And when you implant that idea in your brain of like, hey, I'm on a mission to look like Brad Pitt, what it does is it fortifies your strength in the inevitable decisions that you're going to have to make throughout the day to get to that goal. Right. So if you reprogram yourself, hey, this is the mission that I'm on, then you're stronger when you drive by McDonald's and the temptation is to hit the drive-through for a quick and dirty snack. Right. And I just found like when I reprogrammed every single day the mission that I was on, it was much easier to be disciplined, which I think is the thing that we all struggle with as independent contractors, and make sure that I'm always making a choice in favor of my goals rather than in conflict with my goals.
I agree 100%. That's a great point. I love it. It is about that, like getting up in the morning. Like I would always hit my alarm, my snooze, 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 snooze. And when you start to reprogram your brain that I love getting up early and working out and this, that, and the other thing, snooze button's not an option. You like think about it, but then your brain's like, no, dude, we got to get up and get going. That's not you, right? And you decide not to hit the snooze and you roll out of bed. I mean, that's like this morning at 4:30, I had the snooze ready. I literally had alarm set for 4:35, 5:36, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with the 4:30 wake up. And 4:30 hit, I was literally like, whoa, right out of bed. Like my brain was like not going to let me go. The key with affirmations too, and this is really important, and you alluded to it, Randy, as well, is like you get up in the morning, you're programming your brain for the rest of the day. You also want to program your brain at night. So right before you go to bed, literally these affirmations should take less than 3 minutes or 4 minutes to go through. Right before you go to bed, you want to read your affirmations to yourself as well. Do the visualization because you want to start your day thinking in that direction and programming yourself for success. And you want to end your day with that same programming and that same success. So it's the last thing you think about before you go to bed. And it's the first thing you think about when you wake up. And then it's just, I mean, the aggressive changes that you're going to see in your life. And I would almost promise you, I don't know you all very well, you know, to a detail, like I can psychologically analyze you. Thank you. But I'm not easy to program in my mind, and it's worked amazing changes in my life. And I feel like this is going to do the same for you guys. The hardest struggle I had with these affirmations is being consistently doing them, especially the nighttime one. I failed to do that consistently. I almost should do an affirmation around reading my affirmations at night, for God's sakes. Now that I say that out loud, I might have to do that. But I'm very consistent on my morning routine. So I'm always doing my affirmations in the morning. I think it's even more powerful if you're doing them twice a day. Okay, next page. So it's okay to have these goals and these changes that we're trying to make through the affirmations and through the struggles and everything else. But having goals will help also help. We want to create habits around those goals so that we can accomplish them even more effectively. But again, most people have goals. A high percentage of people do not write their goals down or even review them. So this subject right here, or this practice or exercise that we're doing is right now, we want to put the why in. What's your first major goal that we took off of the last couple of exercises that we did? Then I want you to go through and what are the habits or steps that you need to do to achieve those goals to make them become reality? Okay, so here's what I did. I said my main goal was I wanted to increase my business for next year. I have a goal down. My habits or steps to achieve is I wanted to focus in on calls weekly. I'm going to do green time slots on my calendar to make sure that I'm making those calls and I'm going to stick to those green time slots. I'm going to do a new video daily so I can post that on social media. And then I already talked about this. I want to go deeper with my relationships with my partners that I work with in real estate. Yeah, that.
So my first goal was to stop sharing my affirmations with some people, because I'm learning through this past year, a lot of people weren't happy for my growth. And it affected me, and I felt like I had to hold myself back for others. Getting emotional right now. So I'm learning with this project we're doing right now. Sometimes we just have to keep our stuff to ourselves because everyone's not going to be happy for you. And I feel like I missed out on a lot of opportunities last year because I put other people before me.
Are these friends or family?
Both, sir.
Wow.
And
in
you know,
some
I just
cases,
learned
you
last
might-
year the military saved me. Me going in the military was the best thing because it got me out of a bad environment. It really saved me. But I'm learning you can't share your business with everyone because everyone on this call, we're destined to go somewhere in our life. But is other people destined to go somewhere?
Especially if you're a woman, don't put a bullseye on yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna
Mark,
get my name. I'm gonna get my name and Campbell body back, and I'm gonna get my Jeff Bezos. I'm serious. That's why I
love
said
it.
self.
I love it, Jeff
I'm
Bezos.
serious. I used to be
I
a
don't know if you
Naomi
want
Campbell.
him specifically though. He sounds like kind of a dickhead, but you never know.
Yeah, but I do need a Jeff Bezos. I'm sick of paying my own damn bills. This is whack. I don't understand these damn women with this feminist bull crap to I'm independent. I don't want to be independent. I want to be taken care of. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of it. I'm serious. I'm sick of it. So that's what's on my sheet. A rich man to love me and take care of me and love the Lord. And I'm going to look like Naomi Campbell. And he's going to take me on Fifth Avenue into Bergdorf and give me whatever the hell I want. And he's going to pay this mortgage off because interest rates are not going down any damn time soon.
If
So
he
I
has
can't
a
even
if he has a sister,
So
you
I
just
can't
send
even
her my way.
refinance it. Say that again.
If he has a sister, send her my way.
Wow. Well, that sounds like a very positive visual that you have in your mind already. So you just got to create the affirmation and start saying it, and it's really powerful. If you take that class in the Pacific Center or Pacific Institute in West Seattle, I mean, the guy that founded it, I mean, he was a school teacher making $23,000 a year and ended up running a corporation that's worth millions and millions of dollars before he died. And he didn't think he could do it either. And he started doing affirmations. And he's like, I want to make $100,000. He didn't think it was possible. And with a year or 2 years or something like that, he made 100,000. He's like, well, shit, if that's that easy to make 100,000, I want to make $1 million. So he made a new affirmation for $1 million. And sure enough, within a very short period of time, he was making millions of dollars. And the rest is history. He started the Institute, and it's now a worldwide institution that's out there. So anything
It's also straight Tony Robbins.
What's that?
It's also straight Tony Robbins, however you might feel about him. Like that's how he's made his money, right? It's exactly the same exercises and showing people that they can manifest the outcome.
I love it. It's just super powerful. I mean, you just gotta, our biggest detractor is our own self. Our own
Yep.
self-negative talk. If we tell ourselves over and over and over again that we can't do something, guess what? You're not going to be able to do it. But if you tell yourself over and over again that you can do it, but in a way that you've already achieved it, anything's possible. And that's the power of this whole exercise that we're doing today, and super powerful around affirmations for sure. So again, how will you achieve it? The why, the goal, what is the goal? What are the habits? Why again? A bonus point, add when, like habits, you know, I want to hit this goal by this time. So under the habits part of it, like for example, on, you know, maybe I want to hit like 100 phone calls in 30 days or whatever the case is, or 100 phone calls a week by next week or whatever the case is. Make it a more specific design goal around what you're trying to attain, and putting a due date on it can make it even more powerful in your mind. All right. So that was a really powerful one, the affirmations. Does anyone have any questions on the affirmations, how to write them or anything like that? How to say
Well,
them?
the other thing though is do not cheat yourself by setting something so easily accomplished that you really didn't accomplish anything.
Yeah, that would be something.
What was that? Say that again, please.
I said the other thing you have to remember is you do not set a goal that is so easily accomplished that you really didn't accomplish anything. If you're going to set a
No.
goal or something, make sure it's a real one, that you actually have to put some effort, some work, some thought, something into it, rather than say, oh, I'm just going to walk a mile. Okay, that's easy. If you sit there and say, I'm going to walk a mile a day for a week, every day, that's a little different. If you say, I'm going to walk 30 miles this month, I mean, something like that, you know, it's easy just to go out and cheat yourself into feeling good versus actually doing what it is you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. And here's the 1-year vision. You should be doing this every year, and you should be reviewing it probably at least 4 times a year through it, so that you continue to create ideas for your affirmations, even because your affirmations are going to change. You're going to be writing your affirmations, but then you're going to be rewriting your affirmations. When you start reading an affirmation and you can't get a good visualization, or if you don't feel like it's working well for you, you can always rewrite it. You saw in that form that I showed you guys before, you could see all the erase marks. I wrote and rewrote these affirmations so many times. I mean, I still have this card, funny enough, and it's falling apart. I now have an affirmations book, so it's a little different now, but I always kept this as my first, because I made so much progress on these cards. It was stunning, and it changed the way I thought about affirmations forever because of this card. I mean, but you can see rewriting, writing, it's not impacting your life and you're not getting something out of it. You can't get the visualization, or it's just not powerful enough. Don't worry about it. Rewrite it, change it. Maybe you just need a different view on, you know, maybe I need to visualize Zac Efron instead of Brad Pitt. Maybe that'll do it for me, right? Okay, sorry. Enough with the
Hey,
accents.
hey, Jeff.
I thought I was funny. Yo.
I still have the card that when I came to one of the first ones, you
Yeah.
know, write your affirmation, and you gave us cards, the thank you card.
Yeah.
I wrote it all on that.
Yes.
And every once in a while I review it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this happened, that happened. But the one thing that stuck to me was like, I'm a great speaker. And I wanted it to happen magically.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, I have to take a few classes. So sometimes you're given the opportunity, you just have to, do the work in order to, like Leon said, you got to do the work, you know,
So did you
in
take
order
the
to achieve it.
classes?
I took a class. Yeah, there was, an opportunity came up, and it was like, hey, write better business, in a business format. And so I did take a college course on it. It helped some, but it's a progress. And it just kind of made me realize, oh, you have to put more into it. When given the opportunity.
Well, I think the affirmations just give you more motivation. I think Randy was talking about that. Like you probably would have never taken that course if you weren't reading those affirmations. And then that course came up, and your brain, in the back of your brain, your reticular activator was like, oh my God, Mary, you got to take this course. This is what you've been talking about for the last 10 days or 2 weeks or 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like your brain starts to naturally adapt to try and help you hit those goals and look for those opportunities along the way. Next is the 1-year vision. This is kind of a big thinking one. You want to really think outside the box, like vacations, like you want to go to Spain, you want to go to the Swiss Alps and go skiing. I'm talking like you just gotta grow, you gotta dream big whenever you're doing longer term visions. So you can't limit yourself. Like Leon was saying, like, oh, vacations. Oh, I want to go downtown Seattle to Pike Place Market. Like, no, where do you really want to go? Like, I don't think anyone ever wants to go to Pike Place Market anymore, but I'm saying dream big on all these. So long weekends, like long weekend could be going to Chelan, but to me, it's like long weekend is going to Napa Valley and go wine tasting, or, you know, on a whim, fly to Florida and go to Disney World or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So dream big, even if you don't think it today, it's possible because you don't have the money or the time or whatever you think you don't have. Again, quit programming your brain. I don't think I can type of thing. We want to program your brain to dream big. The bigger you dream, the more the possibilities arise. So stuffed toys, what do you want to acquire? Do you want to buy a new car? Do you want a new boat? Do you want a jet ski? Do you want a new skateboard? Whatever it is, put that listed there. Cash savings. I think this is a powerful one. I think more powerful than any of them is current. What's your cash in the bank? How much do you have in mutual funds, stocks, 401k? If it's zero, that's okay. It's actually really powerful to have zero in any of these categories. The more powerful one is 1 year from now, where do you want to be? This is going to motivate you to hit those money goals. It's going to help you. The savings one for me was massive. In 2008, when the market crashed, I had maybe 400 grand, 500 grand in my 401k, and that was it. And that got cut in half, if not more than that. But I had no money in savings. I had no reserves. I was so close to be on the brink of financial disaster. I can't tell you. I mean, it was scary as hell. And I thought I was super financially set. I learned a valuable lesson that day that 401k doesn't do shit until you're really freaking old.
That's real. Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you
sir.
need to save money on a monthly basis and have a huge cash reserve in order to protect you and your family over the time. And from that time on, I never looked back. I started saving 20% of my gross income, 20% out of my paycheck every day or every time I got paid. And now my wealth has gone skyrocketing through. I never would have thought I would have been here.
That's why Dave Ramsey says has a 6-month emergency fund.
Yeah. 6 months, year, you know, I didn't use that as it either. I just kept saving. I just saved naturally every day. It's super important to me. But the reason for it is this cash and asset savings, like that was a huge part of my goal, is to grow my reserves and my savings and my other wealth outside of retirement from that standpoint. So anyone can save money. It's just convincing your brain and getting into the mindset that that's what you're going to do.
I heard this definition of rich versus wealthy before, which is really helpful. And I think differentiates that money versus work category, which is riches or the amount of money that you have in savings, right? Or that you have in your total assets, right? So you can be guilty of looking at your 401k and thinking, oh, I'm flush or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But wealth is actually a representation of how long you can live at your current consumption rate if your income went away tomorrow.
You said if it goes away tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good what you just said. That's good. That's great what you just said. That's beautiful.
I talk about the affirmations just real quick too, is what I learned the hard way is that the reticular activator can work both ways. So when you're writing your affirmations, I was always taught to write them in a positive way, because if you write them in a way that you're trying to avoid or miss something happening, your brain can't differentiate between whether you want it to happen or you don't want it to happen. So what you think about expands, or what you focus on grows, or what Tony Robbins always says, what you give energy to, where energy goes, attention flows. So it's really important when you're writing those affirmations to make sure that you're not writing about what you don't want to happen.
I agree. Yeah, it should be present tense, like you're already there. You've already accomplished whatever that is. shouldn't be about avoiding or, you know, a negative situation. I agree 100%. I mean, if anyone wants to talk about their affirmations after the fact, I mean, I've talked to so many people about affirmations, including people on my team that I've coached on that and things like that. So if anyone wants to just sit down and chat or do a quick phone call and you can give me the affirmation and I can give you feedback on what it looks like, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the means, but I have been doing them for a long time and I've struggled with some of them and had to rechange and rewrite and get them dialed in. So I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody on this call after the fact if you want to chat more about them and make sure they are in the right direction of where we want to go.
I'm gonna need to sit with you then.
What's that?
You're gonna have me calling you then.
Okay. I
My
look
daughter
forward to it.
actually did what you were talking about with the affirmation, and she's in
really?
her dream college. She wrote this down when she was a little girl, and I didn't know this. She wanted to go to NYU, and she wanted to major in international studies, and she wanted to be outside the country. She's in Shanghai, China right now. My daughter actually manifested what she wanted on a full
Wow,
ride
that's a
scholarship.
cool
Now I
story.
do have to carry some source, some financial burden, but she actually manifested. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you do this? And she said, I just knew I was going to NY. I don't know how to do that. I'm learning with all of you all's help, but she manifested what she wants and she has it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. It's a great story.
But how do you do that? How do you get your brain to believe that?
We just talked about it, affirmation.
No, we have, but
You do those
you're right.
daily right before you go to bed and right after you get up, and your brain will start to I don't know how the brain works. The brain's a really powerful tool. I mean, it's crazy that way, but you just gotta think positively and you gotta have that information going in there all the time, and then subliminally you start to pick up. And Mary's example is kind of the way it works. Like Mary was like, I want to be a better speaker, and a class pops up and she immediately decides to take that class. Like in any other given circumstance, she may have never taken that class, but because she had been telling herself she wanted to get better at speaking, she took that class. And if she continues on that road of doing those affirmations, her brain's going to continually look for those opportunities to help her become a better speaker. And then within the year or two, all of a sudden Mary's up in front and, bumping Tony Robbins out of the way and saying, Tony, let me take this. I got this here. You know what I'm saying?
Please bump him out the way.
That's
Bump him out
super
the way.
powerful. The stuff we're doing,
Mhm.
even this 5-year, the 1-year vision and the 5-year vision are really powerful. Like writing down your goals is the first step in achieving them. Like you can't achieve a goal that isn't really concretely set in front of you. I mean, it's kind of a common thing is like, you've got to write down your goals. Like you can't hit goals that aren't written down because they're just so much harder to obtain.
The other part, piggybacking off that, when you put that stuff down, it ain't just the vision is where it begins. The planning is what goes with the vision. And as you start putting all these things together, what you find is, unless you're saying I'm going to the moon as an astronaut in 5 years, you'll see they are attainable. And as you start putting all this stuff together, the momentum gathers, because like me, if I have a project I want to bring about, the excitement to me is bringing the fruition to the project. So when you put everything together and you gather it together and you start seeing things, there's always gonna be roadblocks. But I say if there's a wall in the way, I don't have to go through it. I'm gonna go over it, around it, or under it, but I'm still going to go. And so as you make all your plans, you put it together, you do your research, you get your facts. What's funny is as the realism or realistic part of it comes together, that I can really do this, that energy from that helps you push further forward to get it done as well. And what you'll find as you move forward, some of this stuff, don't be afraid to share it with others, because others are those that can open doors for you to help you get there sooner as well. So never be afraid to ask others, whether it's, there's no said, the only dumb question I tell people is one you don't ask. So when I say use your resources wisely, other resources as well, and you can accomplish it.
And I think that excitement, the reticular activator that we keep talking about is about excitement and focus for your brain, like things that you're really interested in. So once you do that, like what Leon was saying is he accomplished this project and he really enjoyed it. Well, guess what? His reticular activator is spiking right then and there. And now it's looking for other opportunities to find another project or something similar or how do I get to that next level? Like, your brain is doing it subliminally. You don't even know it's happening. Just like Mary might have taken that, saw that class in another mindset and probably would have just whatever and moved on, or not even noticed it. But then because she was in a different mindset, thinking about how she wants to improve her life, and her brain was actively looking for those opportunities, that class becomes more important to her. She signs up for it, she takes it, she learns things. Maybe she gets super excited about that class, and all of a sudden it spurns her to get, more and more education, things like that. So that's all we're doing, is we're just trying to get as much information in front of our brains about the things we want to accomplish in our life. So our brain is helping us hit those goals, and looking in that direction, and looking for opportunities that we may or may not see as we're moving along life with everything else distracting us. Fitness, health, current weight. What are you currently doing? 1 year from now, what do you want your weight to look like? What do you want your activities? How often do you want to be working out? That kind of thing. Hours at work. How many hours are you currently working? How many hours do you want to be working? Maybe you want to work less hours. Maybe you want to be working more hours. I mean, it depends on where you're at. Income. What's your current income? What do you want your income to look like by the end of the year? And I wouldn't be shy. If you want to make $1 million a year, put $1 million a year in there. I want my income a year from now to make $1 million. I mean, the second you say I can't, you aren't. You know what I'm saying? So like, this isn't about what you can or cannot do. It's what you want. What do you want your brain to be looking for? The opportunities to get to you where you want. Love life. This one's a little different. It's like, here's the things you like. Here's the things you do, or here's the things you like. Here's the things you don't like. And then the changes you want to see in those areas on both sides down below. Changes in 1 year. What do you want your love life to look like? And then real estate, I think this is another powerful one right over here. Current value of your primary residence, your second home, any rentals, and any commercial you own. If it's all zeros, that's okay. What do you want your values to be the next year? Do you want your value of your current primary at 600,000 or $1 million? Do you want a second home? Do you want to add some rentals? What are those goals? Be aggressive on your goals. Again, the only limiter on a thing like this is you thinking you're limited. This is supposed to open up and be super aggressive on where you want to be. What are your goals on where you want to see yourself in a year? So we've got about 7 more minutes. I mean, before we do vision board, I'm just trying to save enough time for the vision board. How much time do you need for that, Sarah?
As much or as little time as we got. I think we're pretty much done with after we go through all of this page. So 30 minutes, 45 minutes is perfect.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff,
Yo.
I was listening to Joe Dispenza. He's a, manifest guru, but he said something that kind of struck with me. You know how we always say lose 10 pounds, lose this amount. It kind of puts us in it's like lack of, not the abundance. So he said, why don't you give away the 10 pounds? Like, I don't need this gift, so you're living in abundance. I don't need the extra 10 pounds on my belly, so I'm going to give it away to the universe.
I like that. I mean, that's what Randy was saying earlier is, you want to make it a positive statement. So yeah, I mean, I want to lose 10 pounds. It's like, it's kind of negative, I guess. I mean, giving away is just a much more positive way to say the same thing. So I love that idea. It kind of makes it even slightly humorous, which is even more impactful. So I love that idea. All right, so I'm going to move on from the 1 year vision. The 5 year vision is this, it's similar to the 1 year vision, same stuff, obviously, but now we're looking even bigger. So I want you guys, we're not going to have time to do the 5 year vision today. We normally don't go through the 5 year vision on this class just because of the timing of it. I wanted to get you into the 1 year vision. The 5 year vision is even bigger stuff. So vacations, 40 countries in 40 days, vacation, what long weekends, I want to fly to Paris for a long weekend type of thing. Like these are bigger picture ones. Yeah, like that idea? Melina.
Yeah, I've done all that. I just want a husband.
Right.
I did that. I did Paris for a weekend.
Oh,
So
perfect. I love it.
Rolling Stones concert. I manifested it.
Oh, yeah.
I love
And
it.
I went to Paris for 3 weeks last year. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just,
Even
yeah,
better.
I had to get out of here. Yeah, I had to get out of here. I dropped everything. First time in my life I've ever felt so irresponsible, but I just dipped for 3 weeks.
Good for you, though. That sounds amazing. And then cash and stuff, like 5 years from now, where do you want to be? Do you want to have $10 million in the bank? Put 10 million down. You want 100 million? I don't care. Like this is the 5-year vision is just big thinking, have
That's good.
fun with it. Think about all the cool things that you want. Think about how you want your life, to work and, hours, you want 0 hours, you want income that's phenomenal, whatever the case is. I want you to dream super big. It's doesn't take a lot of time to go through these exercises on your own and fill them out. And then just promise me one thing from this class is that you guys will pull these out like occasionally and review them. Once a month would be ideal, but quarterly is fine. But just don't do them today and then not do anything else. I think today has enough thinking going on from just you writing and paying attention to the class that you're going to get something out of it that's going to be a positive moving in. But in order to get true growth, you've got to kind of change your life and start doing this on a more consistent basis. The affirmations, I think, absolutely, you got to do daily, at least once a day, ideally twice a day. And then these other things, the visions, the 5-year vision, the 1-year vision, and things like that, you want to review those, like once a month, once a quarter, as often as you can. And it's not about looking at them and laughing at them because, oh, this isn't attainable. Again, you do not want to have that negative connotation. You want to look at your goals and be like, I really want to get here. I want to have $10 million in the bank in 5 years. Impossible, right?
Yep, it's
Not
possible.
impossible. Nothing's impossible unless you tell yourself it is. Having
That's
big
right.
goals motivates your brain to find opportunities to get you to where you want to be. And that's all we're trying to do is get that reticular activator super excited about these dreams and goals that you have. And it will help you figure out ways to get in the right direction to start working in that way. All right, moving on, habit ideas. So we kind of went through Atomic Habits as a team for a while anyways. I was teaching it. It's a long book, but habits are super important, obviously. That's what we're trying to accomplish with the vision and everything else is coming up with positive habits to help us hit our goals long term. Some habit ideas daily: workout, go to the gym, food diary, to-do list for the next day, gratitude journal, put dishes away immediately after use. So these are just ideas of, okay, you come up with a goal that you want to hit, one of your affirmations, or one of those of the 7 areas of your life that you want to accomplish. Remember, there was right here. Oops. Right here, the habits or steps you want to achieve. The why is the goal, but you have these 4 or 5, 6, 10 habits that you want to accomplish underneath it. Some ideas on the habits are daily habits. You can put daily things down there that you absolutely want to do in that other form. You can do a gratitude journal. These are just some examples of habits that you can instill in your daily routine to help you get to your goals that you're trying to accomplish. Some of them might be more like in a workout situation. Some of your habits might be like a 5 times a week goal. So you want to hit something 3 times a week or 5 times a week or every day kind of thing. Where you walk the dogs 5 times a week, you're in bed by 10 at least 5 times a week, up by 6, healthy breakfast, no vices, alcohol, nicotine, marijuana, blah, blah, blah. 10 minutes of creative hobby. Just kind of think outside the box on different things that are going to help you achieve the goals you want to get there. The more things you write down and start to recognize in front of you and review over and over again, the more opportunities you're going to have to hit those goals. And then once a week, you do a once a week time block, polar plunge or a sauna, meal prep once a week, random acts of kindness, review budget, date night, call a friend or family member, clean one room, something productive for side business. So you don't have to do everything every day, but the more you do it, the more opportunities you're going to have to hit your goals that you're trying to achieve. All right, does anyone have any questions on anything we've gone through or any insight or anything like that that they want to share? Perfect. So now we're on to vision boards. Vision boards are part of the Savers, the Miracle Morning. It's super powerful. The vision board should just really empower your brain to help you hit the goals that you want to hit through a visual basis. Has anyone seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger Netflix special?
No, sir.
Super
don't watch
powerful
TV.
show. Super powerful show. I think I've watched it 3 times. I made my daughters all watch it. The dude's freaking amazing. Whether you like him or not like him is irrelevant. You got to watch this show. Throughout that show, he talks about his vision of what he wanted to become. He started off as a poor kid in Austria. He wanted to be a bodybuilder. Everyone told him no. On his wall was a picture of his favorite bodybuilder, Mr. Universe or whatever. And every night he would look at his poster of this guy. He would visualize himself on the stage at Mr. Universe with everyone chanting his name, Arnold, Arnold, Arnold. This is when he was a kid, where everyone was telling him he couldn't do shit. And then fast forward, I don't know how long it took, 5, 7, 10 years, however long it took. Fast forward, there's a picture of, or a video of him on the stage on Mr. Universe. Arnold, Arnold, Arnold. That's how powerful a vision board is. That's how powerful affirmations are, is if you dream it, you can accomplish it. Here's the next thing. And this is in the Arnold thing too. I'm spoiling a little bit, but he wanted to be the greatest actor ever, action actor or whatever. Everyone, guess what they told him? Dude, you can't be an actor. You're a meathead. He ends up visualizing that he wants to be this actor and he didn't want to do BS movies. So he rejected a lot of scripts because he was like, I'm going to be a superstar actor. Guess what? He's the highest grossing actor in the history of movies.
Oh, wow.
Then he wants to go on. Guess what he wants to do next? Oh, so let me back up. Mr. Universe. He did Mr. Universe 3 years in a row. He won it. After the 3rd year, he's like, there's nothing left for me to do. I'm the best in the world and no one can beat me. So he's like, now I want to be the best actor. Went into acting, became the highest grossing actor, the best actor ever produced. Then he's like, I want to be the governor of California. Everyone, what do you think they told him? No, 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 no. He visualized that he was going to be the governor. He visualized himself winning the election. He went on, he had some struggles in the beginning of his term, but he went on to be considered the best governor California has ever had in the history of the state. Like, and all he talks about throughout that entire show is how he just visualized that he could do it. That's all he talked about. Like, that's how powerful this class is and how powerful this vision board is alone. As part of this, we're going to go online and I'm going to let Sarah take over and she's going to help you get online to a free place where you can create it on Canva. And then once we get done with the vision boards, if you email them over to us, we'll laminate them for you and send out a laminated copy so you guys can have a nice copy to carry around with you. Ideally, you want multiple copies of your vision board. You want one in your car, you want one in your bathroom, you want one in your bedroom next to your bed, and one in your office. Like, you want 4 copies so you can have them everywhere. So you're constantly being reminded of what's on your vision board and what you want to accomplish and what you're trying to do. And the vision board's really specific. So you really want to get online. That's the beauty of online right now, is being able to get online and get those pictures. So again, as specific as the affirmations need to be, the vision board should be really, really dialed in and specific pictures that of things you want to accomplish and what you want your life to look like. So Sarah, get us started here and get everybody on board here to get online to Canva and start the process of creating one. This is Sarah, by the way, Sarah Hushagan, she's my marketing director. So welcome on, Sarah. Thank you for getting this organized and everything as well.
You are so welcome. Okay, so everyone start heading to canva.com. You're gonna create a free account if you haven't done so already.
You want to share your screen so you can show everyone?
Yes. Thank you. Okie dokie. So once you are on Canva, it's gonna look like this. And you're gonna go to this top right corner and create a design. And you're gonna type in mood board. And you wanna do mood boards photo collage.
Is everyone there?
Is there a way to get a copy of this video later by chance? For those of us who are old and not techie?
Yes, I'll be sending that out, of
Thank you.
course. Okay, I'm gonna assume everyone's there. Just a reminder, it's mood board and you're gonna do a photo collage. So a great way to start is just looking at these templates on the side, just to get an idea. Maybe you like this one with a background and a bunch of photo options already. And so you can kind of just plug and play some photos that you'd like to see on there. I actually, here's mine for this year. I just started throwing photos on a board. I just decided what photos I wanted first, and I was just going to organize them later. So maybe that's the route you want to go and you don't actually want to use a template. That's totally fine. Templates are just kind of a nice way to start out. And, you know, maybe you like this one that, you know, plays in with different shapes. Kind of depends on what you like, what you're kind of going for, and you can always change your mind. If you hate it, you can always add a new page and then just copy and paste pictures over and start new. You're not married to anything. So once you pick a design that you like, let's do this one. You're going to go over to the side here and click elements and just start typing in whatever you want to put on your vision board. Maybe you want to start doing yoga. And you're going to go over to photos right here. And just start scrolling through. You want something that like actually causes emotion, something that actually resonates with you. So if you love this one because it has the ocean and that's calming to you and you really love the ocean, you know, and the beach, maybe that's more, you know, resonates more with you. You're just going to click it and drag it over. And if you're using a template, a lot of these will just autofill wherever you want it to go. And, you know, maybe I decided I want this one, but I kept scrolling. And I like this one more. You can just throw that one on top of it and it will autofill. So this vision board, while you're working on it, it's kind of a living piece while you're developing it. You know, you're not married to it. You can change anything at any point. So just start looking at photos. Yoga, maybe you want to get a puppy. Looking for,
Oh, I don't want a puppy.
yeah. You're not allowed to have a puppy, Jeff.
That's true. I've been
I had to
there.
step away for a minute. Sarah, were you sharing a template that you're going to share across the camera for people to create accounts, or are you having to start one from scratch?
You can either start one from scratch or you can use one of these templates on the side. In Canva, it gives you a bunch of options.
No, I only ask because sometimes what I do is I share templates with people and then they can just build off the template I give them to kind of custom it.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely do that. It just, what I've run into is a lot of when you're doing creative stuff is I have a bunch of frames, so you can just autofill them, and then I decide later, oh, I don't have, 4 pictures of this sizing, kind of something like that. But I can definitely create a template and send it out with everything else. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I only ask because you get people that, Canva and other things scare them because it's new. And if they have a template to
sure.
go on, they treat it like Publisher and they're a little more easier to grasp.
Yeah, not a problem. I can do that.
Then how do you, you're able to import pictures on, you can Google for pictures as well, which I did. Can you show them how to do that?
Yeah, so if you're Jeff and you want Arnold, so you're just gonna Google and find a photo that you like. Maybe you like young Arnold. You can copy, save image as, just download. Here's one I downloaded last week for mine, was a puppy. Save it. And then you'll go over to your files. Make that a little smaller. It's going to be in your downloads on the side. And you can just throw that right onto your page. And then if you double click, you can edit what portion you see. Same with any of these photos, you can double click and edit what areas you see of the photo.
Is that Arnold or is that me? I can't tell. Sorry, I had to go there.
Yeah, so find pictures, be specific. I mean, I found this dog, I specifically looked up a Saint Bernard Burmese mountain dog. I want this specific mix of breeds, this specific dog I'm visualizing that I'll have one day. Thailand. I wanted a specific image that I have in my mind of what I want to see, what I want to do. You want to make this very impactful.
Where else are you going? You're going a lot of places.
I'm going a lot of places, Jeff, just to let you know. I'll
I
send you
know.
the PTO invite.
I love it. What's the one up top next to the workout one? Where's that at?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going there though.
That's the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, looks like it. Or Positano, one of those in Italy.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Italy, Croatia, Germany, they're all on the list. I'm going back to Mexico, spend some more time in Utah.
Oh, beautiful thing about traveling Europe is with no border walls, you just go where you want, believe me.
Kidding.
Exactly. So
again, once we get your vision board done, you get it out in front of you. I do mine in the morning with my morning routine. And I literally just look at each picture. And I just kind of close my eyes after I look at that picture and I visualize what that looks like in my life. And then I go to the next picture and I visualize what that picture looks like in my life. I close my eyes and I try to get my brain super opened up to visualize where I want to be with that picture on my vision board. I even have my vision board on my phone so that I can pull it up anytime I want. My daughter was asking me about, I was trying to get my daughters to, 2 of them, to jump on this call today, but they had other plans going on and they're like, what's a vision board? And I'm like, what? And so I showed them my vision board and it has a picture of them on it too. So it was very helpful to give me some brownie points because I had their picture on there because family is really important to me. And, I envision, this as close a relationship with them as I possibly can. So I want a picture of them on there and I had family written on over their picture. as part of that, which is just makes it powerful for me to continue to, know that I want to work on being a good dad and keeping the family concept together as long as, as strongly as we can.
So if you want to add text, so you're going to go to the sidebar and there's a text option. And you can either choose one of the fonts on the side. A lot of them are pro, so you'd either have to do the free trial and cancel it later or pay for it. It's I think it's like $10 a month maybe. If you wanted to do that and use some of these fun fonts, or you can just click any font you really want. And then on this side panel, it'll give you a bunch of different options of different fonts you can use. And then you can drag that wherever you want the photo, your text, double click and start editing. And any of these images, I know some people, it gets a little difficult with, you keep adding photos, but it keeps putting it in a spot you don't actually want it to go. You can, once you know, I want Thailand on here. I want this picture. This top button is lock, so you can lock the position. And now when I have a photo, it can't, it won't update it. It'll keep it right there. Same with if you wanted to do graphics, you can just type it in. Maybe you want arrows, and there's different graphics on the side as well. And then you can resize it. This top is how you change the color. Same with the font. You'll go up here. There's either text color, or if you click on a graphic, you can change the color with the same little, on the same bar right here. So maybe I want that to be green or blue. Maybe I want, if you want to get technical, if you want to change the transparency so it's a little lighter and not as bold. That's this little button right here. Just kind of play with it. If you mess up and you delete the whole thing by accident, there's always an undo button. So, nothing's permanent. Just play around.
Oh. And like Sarah said, that if you don't have the paid version, the pro version, you can sign up for a free trial and then just cancel before it, when you're done with your vision board, if you want to do it that way. Or, we have a full account, but I didn't log into mine. I have my own personal account. That's a free account. And some of the graphics and stuff are, you have to pay for them. You have to get the pro account, but I just went on Google and I was able to Google everything else that I really wanted anyways. So if you can't find it in Canva, just go on Google and do it that way. You can also upload your images into Canva, Sarah, which makes it so that it fits I think it helps it fit to the screen. Where do you upload graphics again?
Resizing, it resizes them.
Yeah, not in there though, Sarah. Go on, where was it? There was a place where you could upload.
Well, if you have any image like saved to your computer, like, what do I have? You can just drag and just drop it into your Canva.
Oh.
So if it's saved on your laptop, you can just go into your files and drag it and it will just drop it right in.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And I tell people, unless you're really doing a whole lot of stuff, use the free Canva account.
Yeah, and there's enough. I think there's enough in there, but also on Google and stuff to be able to get pretty much anything you need to make it look really powerful. I just keep mine simple. Sarah's got Sarah's is beautiful. It's got all her pictures on there. That's kind of what I do, is I just have a bunch of squared out pictures. I have a few words on there, words that are important to me. Like my word for this year is powerful. So I have powerful on there as kind of the main factor on my vision board for 2024. But the rest are just a lot of pictures. On some of the items I have are like, you know, some things I want to own, like buy. My family's on there, like I said already. Different things like that you just put on there. And then when you look at those, you want those pictures to inspire the growth that you're trying to achieve. That's really going to be the key. And your affirmations, you should have affirmations, and the affirmation should be showing up on your vision board, in my opinion, as well. You don't have to, but I think if you're doing an affirmation around working out, having something around working out, whether it's a picture of somebody with a great body, or, you know, weights in the gym, or someone actually pumping iron, or whatever the case it is, you will have that on your vision board as well to make your affirmations even that much more powerful.
And then you said you were done. This is how you want it. If you go to share, there should be- Okay, so if you go to share, this top right corner, if you wanted to print it, you can print directly through Canva. So you can go here and print, and you're gonna want a poster size. So I recommend either poster, either landscape or portrait, depending on what frame size you did. I think if everyone did a mood board collage, it should be landscape. And then it'll resize the design for you, and then you can pick what size. They have 3 different sizing options from there. If you wanted to print multiple copies, if you wanted one small, one larger, and you can pick what gloss you want. The sizes are here. Maybe you just wanted to download it. You can download right here, same share button on the top right corner. And then you can go to download. PNG, PDF, whatever works best for you. So that's what Jeff would do if he has it on his phone. He would download it as a PNG, and then he can send it to himself. So he can save it to his phone and have it as his screensaver. So he's seeing it every day when he opens his phone, 400 times a day.
Yo, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does anyone have any questions right now on anything on the vision board, Canva, affirmations, anything that we talked about today? Awesome. That just means we all did a great job together to get through this and get it done, so everyone's on board. Does anyone have they been working on their vision board and want to share what they've got so far? You're welcome, Paulina.
I would love to. I just don't know how to move it. Wish-
Are you on your phone or your
No, I'm on my computer, sir.
You should be able to hit share screen at the bottom of your screen.
Oh, let me see. All right, I just
green-
clicked on it.
Green up
Oh,
arrow.
it's like, oh, I see. Roger that. And let me know if you're able to see it, sir.
Wow, I love it so
How do you get rid of
far.
how do you get rid of all of this? Gosh, I wish
You
my
can just
daughter
delete
was
them.
here.
Just hit the delete button.
You can either
your
hit
keyboard.
backspace.
Right there?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Those are just frames, so you could also just throw a photo in those and resize
Okay.
them if you wanted to.
Gotcha. So I had a kid at a young age. You all know that. I had a kid at 19. I had to drop out of Ohio State University. So my goal is to go back and finish my degree when Mariah graduates from NYU in 2 years, because I can't
I
pay
love
for
it.
2 people to go to college. I can't. So I've been doing 1 class at a time right now. So, but once she graduates in 2 years, I'm going to hit in. I've always wanted to work full in the fashion industry. I love fashion. That's why I go to Paris a lot. I love fashion. So my goal is to get on the front row. I'm looking for this runway so I can hear people chanting my name because I've always wanted to design
I
clothes.
love it.
Alexander McQueen
right.
is my favorite designer. So I travel a lot overseas because people understand me over there, I feel like, in the fashion industry. They just don't get me here. So that's where I'd like to travel. And I'm paying this mortgage off. I'm not playing it. And I've been attacking it very aggressively. I mean, I've been relentless with it. I'm
love
paying
it.
that damn house because you can't refinance because the interest rates are going up again. So you might as well just pay it off. Just pay it off. And my goal is to buy a house in the country somewhere south in France, not in the city because it gets too cold during the winter. But like in Toulon, France, it's so, because I'm over there all the time. In Toulon, France, oh my God, the weather, it's beautiful during the winter time. It's a huge
I love
difference
it.
from Paris down to Toulon, a huge temperature difference in December. But that's where I'm at so far.
Martha, this
And
is
I'm looking for a picture of Jeff Bezos minus the lazy eye so I can have a rich husband.
I was gonna say, you don't need to
Why
buy a
would you
house
have
in
a
France.
lazy eye though, love? I can't deal with that lazy eye. I can't do it.
Well, I love what you've done with this. This is exactly what the vision board's for, and you've taken it full-heartedly and really kind of put the right stuff on there and the right idea. So it looks fantastic. I'm excited for you. Fill it up with
Thank
more
you.
good stuff as well, and get a really good collage going there. And then you don't need a ton of stuff, you guys, either. I mean, you don't need
Okay, that's good to know.
25 pictures on there. You can do, something with like 6 or 7 or 10 pictures on a collage. It's all about it being important to you to really kind of program your brain to be working in that direction that you want, what that goal looks like, what that dream looks like. And the more you dream, they always say dream big, right? That you hear that all the time. Like that's what this is about, is living in the south of France. I mean, you may think that that's not possible, but that's you telling yourself it's not possible. Nothing's impossible. So dream big, put those pictures on there. I can tell already, Martha, that those pictures already bring like a powerful vision to you on where you want your life to be. And I think that's all that matters. Like you're on track to, do that. So get your affirmations dialed in around some of those visions that are on that board. One thing I didn't mention about affirmations is you should only do about 3. You don't want to have 10 affirmations. It's just too much information for your brain to handle. So 3 is typically the right number that you want to be in. I've done 4 and 5 at times. It does get distracting to me, at least my experience, because you have so many things you're looking at. However, when I did have 5, even saw in my first note card, the ones that I hand wrote, I had 2 of them around weight loss. So they were kind of directing the same thing, but again, that was kind of confusing to me too. So I got rid of, I only have 1. I only have 2 affirmations right now. 2 things that are really important to me are my current affirmations, and one of them's around my business, and one of them's around my I always have one around health, working out, things like that. But again, you don't want to have 10. You want to have like 3, maybe 4 max. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for jumping on. We had a great turnout today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to hopefully learn something really positive and powerful that you can use this year to take you to the next level on whatever you want to do, and realize that dreams are there so that you can accomplish them and meet those dreams. So I'm excited for you guys. You took the first step to get there. You bet, Jess. Thanks for jumping on. If anyone ever has questions on any of this stuff, we'll send out the video, but if you have further questions, I'd love to chat with you directly about it. So if you have questions, concerns, you're running into a problem, feel free to reach out to me anytime, and I would love to chat with you more about it, because it's so important to me in my life, and I'm glad you guys were jumping on. It means a lot. So have a great day. Happy New Year, and let's rock out 2024 and make it what we want it to be. Yeah.
Thanks,
See you guys
Jeff.
soon. You bet. Thanks,
Thank
Penny.
you.
Thanks, Leon. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Martha.
Blair, Jeff.
Adios.
Ciao.